system in place to keep us in chains. By a show of hands, who else is sick and tired of the same? 1% trying to keep us small, trying to keep us from getting out. Minimizing the struggles they've caused, saying we're not working hard enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands in attendance and for the millions watching at home, DCK Productions proudly brings to you the greatest podcast in the world! The greatest podcast in the world? Suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. I appreciate it if you both suck it. Suck it!
We really should stop this fighting. Otherwise we'll miss the fireworks.
There won't be any fireworks.
And here we go.
And welcome everybody to Suck It! I am the great and powerful King of Kings, Prince of all that is awesome, Derek. How is everybody tonight on this Friday, September 25th of the horrible year that is 2020? It is, Friday, thankfully. Technically it's Thursday for me, but y'all don't know that because I'm not wearing the exact same outfit that I wore, 20 minutes ago on my interview with Twism. We're not going to talk about that because it's Friday. But anyway, hope everybody, has a great weekend. We're going to kick it off right here in a moment. It's been a great week for me, and I know it's going to be an even better weekend. And then next week is going to be even, better because every week is just going to get better and better and better because I have hope. Hope is a powerful, powerful thing. So as long as you guys are having hope along with me, then we'll be just fine. Don't pay attention to the news. Just pay attention to what's in your heart. That's my motivational sound for the day. It's horrible, but still. But anyway, tonight, I've got two amazing people. A celebrity photographer, a celebrity hairstylist, just two really cool guys that I'm really looking forward to talking to. And I hope that you guys will enjoy the conversation because that's what this is all about, right? Exactly. So, without any further ado, please welcome to the show, Mr. Billy Hess and Mark Alwis. Hi, you guys.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Well,
but it's actually my Thursday too.
Damn it, I wanted a day off, so I'm doing 2 episodes today. So, while this is airing tomorrow night, just know that I'm sitting in a bar, eating shrimp tacos, drinking beer for the first time in forever.
Awesome.
We all need that occasionally.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, my wife and kid are going out of town. I'm going to be by myself tomorrow night, so might as well, right?
Yes, there you go. Hello.
I took full opportunity of that one.
That always works.
So how's everything going with you guys?
It's going slowly but surely. It's going. Hang it in.
Yeah, it's a crazy time we're living in, and Billy, with you profile it all the time in your pictures. It's different right now, and the things that you're seeing, not everyone is seeing. So what is your, especially on the entertainment business, what is your perspective on the way the entertainment business is right now? A lot of people are struggling, and people at home don't realize it.
It's shut down, basically shut down. Everybody's doing not BMOs, Zoom, some of the people that are working in the entertainment business in the city. It's just shut down, If that's your only source of income, you're in a lot of trouble,
Yeah. I've done Zoom shows and they're just not the same at all.
Yeah. No, it's not.
unfortunately, all the ballets, all the operas, everything, they're not going to open for another 2 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too. I mean, like some of the festivals, usually music festivals start getting announced for next year around this time every year, and they're not announcing anything because they're staying quiet. 2022 is when everyone's predicting things will somewhat go back to normal, and that's far away.
Yeah, exactly.
They better
New
go
York
fast.
City's like,
They better go fast.
yeah.
They better get ready fast because we need a vaccine. That's what we need. I'll take it after the second round.
Yeah, definitely the second round. Maybe the third round for me. I don't know.
He wants to try it first.
Yeah, let him try it first.
See how it goes.
That's what my wife will be telling me. You need to go do it first, and then I'll do it. Okay, hon.
Right.
Sure. Hopefully it's soon. Because I miss shooting. I miss shooting. Concerts. And I was supposed to go somewhere this weekend with Eileen, but I'm not Shapiro, and I don't think anybody's gonna go this weekend. It ain't worth the chance.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's really not.
It's really not worth the chance.
And it's sad too because I've said this 100 times. Last year I saw 10 different concerts I went to last year, and this year none. And the amount of movies that I saw last year versus the amount of movies I've seen this year. I don't think I've been to a theater this year even before the pandemic, and it's really, really sucks. I mean, I enjoy watching TV and I enjoy binge watching things, and they're still coming out with content, on Hulu and Netflix, thankfully. But
yeah, we do that. Definitely, we binge on Netflix and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's still great stuff coming out, thankfully. But it's nothing like being able to experience nightlife or concerts or an opera or a ballet or whatever your choice of poison is. It's not there.
Right, they're definitely not there. Like right now, I may do a one-on-one photo shoot for someone, like for a cover maybe now, or even that I'm a little nervous unless what I'm saying. 'Cause, you can social distance so far, but when you're in a small studio, it's it's a little bit scary.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially Mark. I mean, being a hairdresser. I mean, that's, you're having to wear a mask. They're wearing a mask, it's, and there's no social distancing there.
No, it's tough. It's tough to do that. But we try our best to, salon is like 50% capacity. What we're probably going to do, every other chair and whatnot. But it's still difficult. And when nobody has weddings or anything anymore, which sucks.
Yeah.
And no occasions, no functions. So it's a whole new, whatever.
And it don't pay the rent.
No, it's not. Yeah, that's the problem. It sucks.
And you can see a lot of restaurants in the city go down too.
Yeah. I have my best friend. She's a manager / server at a local restaurant here in town, and it's usually one of the busiest restaurants in town. Where 24/7, if that thing is open, they're packed, and I'll text her, last night. I mean, I'm like, how was dinner? And she'd be like, yeah, Dad, I had 3 tables all night long. When 6 months ago, before everything started, on a Wednesday, she would walk home with nothing less than $300 and have a full section the entire night long. I mean, and it's nobody's doing it anymore. I mean, people are barely even doing Uber Eats or DoorDash or anything like that. And it's surprising. I don't see very many people doing that anymore or anything else like that. It's just like, if you can't go through a drive-through, you're not getting takeout,
Right, that's true. That's true.
No, for example, actually today, which I'm really shocked, and that made me even more upset. Where my salon is, I'm in Midtown on 51st, and right next to me is a hotel, and right next to it's a French restaurant. It's been there for 25, 30 years, and they're always busy, and they'd be trying to do the outside thing. It's always packed. Last night they were busy, and this morning when I came in and opened the store, closed down. I can't afford it. Ran out of business.
Wow.
The oldest French restaurant in that block. Like 30 years.
It's terrible.
That is terrible.
No.
It's, you know, and the shitty part about it is, you know, having two people like yourselves, you know, that deal in the, you know, the back door of the business. You know, we should be able to come on here and, you know, tell some jokes, tell some fun stories and stuff like that. But, you know, we're going to do that, obviously, because I would be remiss not to. But, but, you know, but at the same time, it's like, you know, the dirty part has to be told because, you know, again, it's one of those things that I don't think is talked enough about, especially in the entertainment business, because, you know, everyone thinks, oh, you know, even the photographers and the hairdressers, oh, they got a shit ton of money. They'll be fine for the next year or so. And it's like, no, guys, if you're in the entertainment business, you're hurting, period, right now. Unless you're Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, or you know, Robert Downey Jr., you are hurting.
You're 100% right. 100%. Absolutely. You got a lot of celebrities that are just hunkered down, like, you know, even in bands. You know, we're friends with Fred Schneider, the B-52s. He's been in a Hampton since the pandemic, you know, and he's like never gonna leave his house, you know. It's like, you know, everybody's hungry now. You know, everybody's, you know, scared to come out, you know. But maybe they'll do some drive-ups or something like that, concerts or something like that.
Yeah, the drive-in stuff has actually been pretty popular from what I'm seeing. I know some. Say again.
Actually, that's pretty cool. Like all the new drive-in movies, like the old times. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just drive like 5 people in a car or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of comedians are doing drive-in comedy shows and empty parking lot shows and stuff like that, where they just set up a stage real quick, do the show, and leave. Not a lot of bands are doing that, but I know a lot of comedians are. But then, you know, then with movies, not a lot of movies are being released, so the drive-in theaters are just playing a bunch of old movies. You know, which is still kind of cool because it gives you an opportunity to get out of the house, you know.
Right.
Can
Exactly.
you imagine when it ends? When it ends, it's gonna be bam. Everything is gonna be out there. So there's gonna be 100 movies out. There's gonna be 100 people.
I doubt it.
I think there will be. I think when it ends, there's gonna be so many people that are gonna want concerts. Every concert venue is gonna be booked. You know, and people need to make money because, you know, you don't make money on records anymore. You make money on, you know, torrents.
Yeah, but, you know, you're right as far as the concert venues, you know, going to be, you know, packed and, you know, booked forever. But it's, you know, the smaller ones aren't going to be there.
That's true.
Yeah, we're going to, I mean, you know, there was a world famous comedy club that's been around for like 30 plus years, I think it was. That was in Austin, Texas, that just shut its doors. Well, you know, a world famous one and just gone. Yeah, and you know, so you know, and that was a pretty popular place. And now I'm starting to worry about, you know, other, you know, smaller places, and it's pretty scary.
No, it is. It is.
Like the small theaters in the city, yeah.
No, it's insane.
But what are you gonna do? It's, you know,
And his money is not. We cannot help it. You know.
Nope, you can't. But I mean, raising awareness is one thing, because I mean, you know, because therefore, you know, what you didn't do before, you might do now. You know, versus, you know, oh, let me just pay for my Spotify, you know, and just stream a bunch of music. No, go out and buy that album because that artist might need it. You know, instead of just renting it on Redbox, why don't you actually purchase the DVD because that actor might need it.
You're so right. So true.
Exactly. It's, you know, it's just those little things, you know, or if they've started a Twitch account, go spend the $5 and subscribe to them. I mean, do something, you know, just, you know, again, it's just one of those things you never know. You never know.
Independent artists are going to be struggling with that.
Exactly. If you support them in any which way, shape, or form, you know, $5 goes a long way, especially in this business.
No, it does.
$20 is $20.
Very true.
In here somewhere.
So, how long have you guys been doing what you've been doing?
You?
20 years.
Okay.
Okay. 25. 25.
25. Didn't want to show your age there. I mean, to be honest, you know, you said 25 years. I'm like, I'm sitting there going, how the hell, you know, how the hell old are you to be where you've been doing this for 25 years? I'm thinking you look like you're 30 years old, man. Mark, you look great.
Thank you. I started when I was 16. Stop.
Because he hasn't been married, so he has no stress. That's why.
Thank God.
Exactly. You know, that's why I have such a bright light on my face. Yeah, it's the divorce. You know, the gray hair and the beard. You know that. You know, the divorce does murder to your face.
I hear it does. Oh my God.
I did it. I started when I was shooting pictures when I was a kid. I did it for like to get the heat off the melon, so to speak. You know, I did it for relaxation and I did it for fun. And then there was a former star of a boy band in England came into America and started on his own, and I was helping him out. So I thought I'd shoot some pictures for him and help him out. And he actually told me you should do it for a living. And then I started doing it for a living, you know. And then you know, why I shouldn't say I'm doing it for a living. That would be not. I'm not doing it for a living, because concert photographers. Let me tell you, concert photographers, unless you're on tour with an artist, there's really not much money in it, you know. But you know, now I shoot as much as I can. I'll shoot CD covers, I'll shoot concerts, I'll shoot for publications, red carpets. Even though I hate red carpets, but
why do you hate red carpets?
I hate red carpets because it's almost like a wolf's den. You know, you get a lot of photography. Depending on the red carpet, normally if it's an A-list red carpet, normally everybody's has good etiquette. You know, like you don't have a lot of amateur photographers bumping into you, grabbing your light. You know, when you work a red carpet, when you're with professional photographers, when the artist is working the line, you got seconds to get that picture. And as they work the line, you have to work with each other so you can get everybody get their picture. You get a couple of persons that are in there because they know somebody's shooting. Next thing they're bumping into you, they're going like this with your light, and it becomes a lot of drama, you know, to get the picture and get the light. So
yeah, I can see that.
So I hate it. It's like a wolf. You're in a den of wolves, you know.
Yeah,
with a bunch of egos. So it's like I hate it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, because when people watch, red carpet interviews or whatever the case might be, I mean, you're seeing flashing lights all around, and you don't get to see what's going on behind those barriers, and I can only imagine how crazy it is.
Some of them are done at 3 levels deep, you know, like there's 1 level, 2 levels, 3 levels for photographers, you know, and but photography is a lot different than it used to be years ago. You know, it's like there's a lot of amateurs that are doing it, and it's actually ruining it for professionals. You know, artists are asking for the rights of everybody's photographs. Like I could tell you a story about Beyonce once. Her contract, she wanted rights of the whole photograph, and as a photographer, I tell you never to give out the rights to your photographs, because someday, 10 years down the line, you want to make a coffee table book or something with them, and if they're not yours, you can't do it. They're right. So Beyonce tried to do that to everybody, even the Rolling Stone and everything. They didn't show up. So then she never did that again. Trying to get full rights of everything. It's a little tough.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me about her.
Yeah. There are some other ones like 50 Cent. He likes to do that too. But then again, people don't listen. Who's gonna if you're gonna shoot photographs, unless you're putting it on a T-shirt or something? Really, no one's going. Unless no one's gonna bother you. They just don't want you to really sell the photographs and put them on shirts and stuff like that, which is understandable. But also, they also don't want a bad picture going out too.
That's true.
So you have to be really careful as a photographer, especially as a concert celebrity photographer, to make sure that people look good, and or else you don't show them those pictures,
What was the biggest concert you've ever shot?
Biggest and funnest I like for me personally was Yo MTV Raps 30th anniversary show in the Barclays Center in New York, in Brooklyn, in New York City. That was my favorite all hip hop concert. Was like, we started going to 12 o'clock. We got full access to every backstage artist, every dressing room. I had pit. I could shoot anywhere. That was probably one of the funnest times I've ever had. And it was funny about the Barclays Center. That's a big stadium in Brooklyn. I don't know if you're aware of it. And I tell you, walking through the hallways, all the smoke from everybody partying, you're guaranteed to get high just walking through the hallways. But it was probably one of the funnest times I've ever had. You know, that was probably my funnest. And then then it was I did like Boy George's concert. He was pretty good. But I thought that for me that was the best. You know, growing up in the projects and Yonkers and stuff and old hip hop, I really enjoyed that, and the guys were great.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, Mark, you've done a lot of cool stuff as well, man. So, what, without maybe going into details, and if you want to, go ahead. One of the biggest things about doing hairstyles, whether it be for rich, famous people or just your average Joe down the street, people are picky because it's their hair. Give me the worst story you ever have, because I would love to hear the worst story you have about somebody like that, because I'm sure it's bound to be hilarious as all hell. And I can see the steam brewing. I would love to see what it is.
Okay, word story. I'm not gonna tell any names or whatever.
That's fine.
She's famous. She's popular, whatever. And she was in New York. This was last year, year before, whatever. And she had a show, and I was supposed to do her hair and makeup. And it was winter, and we had the worst blizzard ever in New York. And I think her show was supposed to start at 9. And I was working the day, and I'm like, all right, fine, I'll be there. It's fine. And I didn't know there was going to be a blizzard. Nobody did. And so around 6 o'clock, this blizzard started, brewed, shut down whole of New York City. Traffic, everything. It broke down trees, everything in the city. The roads are blocked, the buses, anywhere you couldn't go anywhere other than you walking, but even that it's impossible because the streets were covered with snow and sleet. So I finished my work. Obviously, I couldn't get a taxi or anything. I walked from 51st and East Side to Studio 51, the West Side. Walked all the way through with my huge ass makeup kit, blow dryers, everything. And I made it. I was supposed to be there at 8. I got there at 8:15. The bitch started doing her own hair and makeup. You're late. Oh my God. I can't have a show. I'm like, there's a blizzard. And I called her before and I said, there's a blizzard, so I'm trying to get there as soon as I can. There's nowhere I could get a taxi. And yeah, it's fine. But the show's going. I'm like, yeah, no, no problem. But I'm like, I'm leaving at this time. But I have to walk through this sleet, falling down trees and whatnot, all the way across there. I go there. She started the makeup, her hair. Oh, you're late. 15 minutes. Bitch in a blizzard.
The bright side is you got to party with Randy Jones all day.
Oh my God. Thank God Randy Jones was there. I go there. I walked in. I'm like, really? Apparently, but obviously she started that way before what she had to do to her face and cover everything up. I'm like, she's like, where you at? I figured you're not coming. I'm like, I told you I'm coming on my way. When I say I'm coming, I'm coming. And so whatever. So then I started fixing or finishing whatever she's doing. And then the whole time she's like, oh, that's not the way it's supposed to go. This is the way it's supposed to go. I'm like, then why you ask me to do it if you know what to do with it? Oh my God, that was a mess.
She had too many gummy bears.
Oh, she had way too many gummy bears. And then tag out. I'm like, you know what? I'm done. And I walked on tag out. I ran into Randy Jones.
Thank God for Randy.
That was the fun part of the day. You hang out with him, you're in a different world. I so needed this. So needed this.
And I was heading down. I was supposed to film his show, and normally,
he was still supposed to film it.
and it takes normally like what's it, half an hour,
45 minutes max.
45 max from our house to this location. 4.5 hours, 5 hours. That's how bad.
That's how bad the storm was.
And it was all ice and everything, so it was terrible.
Oh yeah, and then
But the show must go on.
But the show must go, and nobody's on the show.
No
Then what
one's-
are you doing? Nobody can get to your show.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to ask that. I mean, did anyone even show up?
Randy was there.
But Randy lives around the corner.
Yeah, right.
He's the cowboy. He could get anywhere.
Right.
Oh no, it was a nightmare. That's one of the worst things. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I don't even smoke or do whatever. I'm like, I need to do all that stuff right now. All this aggravation. I'm gonna pull her hair out.
She was a little diva.
A little diva. Oh my god. That was bad. But,
Divas are the best.
yeah, I mean, you know, but it's fun. I laughed the next day, but going through the process is not fun. But the next day, I'm like, bitch.
You get beat out.
What?
That's your curse word. You get beat out.
Oh, okay, sorry.
This is a family show.
Sorry about the.
No, it's not. I started the show with, welcome to Suck It, how the fuck is everybody tonight? This ain't no family show.
How did you get? Can I ask you how you got the name Suck It?
Absolutely, you can. So, I'm bipolar, and I suffer from severe anxiety and PTSD. And the way I grew up, it was, men aren't allowed to be depressed. You're not allowed to have depression. So I was always told to suck it up, drink some whiskey, and you'll be fine. Suck it up, smoke some weed, you'll be fine. And it was always suck it up, suck it up, suck it up. And when I was coming up with a name for it, my wife was like, why don't you just call it Suck It? And I was like, okay. So the whole idea behind Suck It is, anyone that tells you to suck it up when you're, feeling down, you can tell them to suck it because you're going to deal with it your own way.
It's true.
Very
It's fabulous.
Good. Very good.
I love it.
I like it.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
I can relate to
Makes
that.
a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of flack for it sometimes because people think it means something completely different.
Yeah.
Which you know what, rightfully so, because I mean it is pretty a provocative saying, but when I explain it to them, they're like, "Oh, that makes a whole hell of a lot of sense." I'm like, "Yes, it does."
It does.
Yeah, and that's true for a lot of people that are in depression and especially in some jobs too, getting depressed and you can't even show it. I totally know where you're coming from. Totally know where you're coming from.
Yeah, especially with the corporate world, and which I'm so glad I'm no longer in, and everything I do now is literally this. When 2 years ago when I had my suicide attempt and I was in the corporate world, my boss told me, go on vacation, come back, and you better be ready to go. I was like, wow, cool. Thank you so fucking much for that one. And, that was the beginning of the end of my corporate career.
But hey, why did it give you a push? I guess. I don't know.
Oh, it definitely gave me a push because at the time, because for a long time, especially because prior to comedy and doing this, I was a professional wrestler for 12 years, and I had broken my neck back in 2013, and I wasn't really sure where I wanted to go and if I wanted to continue in entertainment, because before that I was a musician. I was like, do I want to continue in entertainment and continue to have to struggle all the time, or do I continue working a corporate job? Because I always did both. And, I was like, screw it, I'm just going to work a corporate job and might go do this or might go do that, but whatever. But from the moment that happened, my whole perspective changed. I'm like, you know what? I'm getting out. I'm gonna do a couple things. Number one, I'm gonna make myself happy. Number one, and number two, I'm gonna try to help other people like me. So the idea of the show is just that alone, to let other people know they're not alone, and to really just get out there and just be yourself, be real as possible. And that's why I don't work from a script. I don't work from a PR media kit. I'll read a paragraph about you just so I know enough about you to start a conversation. And then everything else I want to know from you comes from your mouth hole, because that is the realness. I want the show to be real, as raw as possible, and nothing else will, stand in the way of that.
And I agree with you. Mental health is very important. I mean, I remember being a kid when I was very young, like 15, 16, felt like I wanted to kill myself. And, it's like you can't, you have to, people got to be in tune with that. It's a very serious thing. Two of my relatives' kids should kill themselves, or they thought everything was beautiful. So it's very important. Depression is very important. It's real. Suicide is real. When someone, you have to listen, be a good listener, and you have to listen because it's a serious thing and people need help with it. And it's hit home with me. It's hit home with him, and we definitely know where you're coming from. And I think nowadays there's more awareness too, which I do like to see that. I see people with hotlines and stuff like that. I know we're getting into deep stuff here, but it's very important that people know that, it's to be depressed, talk to somebody, talk to somebody. Don't hold it in. Talk to your family, talk to a friend, talk to a suicide prevention, because there is help and there is hope,
Yeah, and that's why, I've partnered with one of my sponsors is the BetterHelp app. Which I was so grateful that they, attached themselves to the show, because it's important, and I use BetterHelp every Sunday at 9:00 at night. That's the great thing about, these days, there's Talkspace, there's BetterHelp, there's all these different things where you don't have to worry about going into a waiting room. You don't have to worry about waiting weeks upon weeks to find out something that you don't like this person. You got to find somebody else. There's so many opportunities for that kind of stuff these days. And, I take mental health very, very seriously, obviously, because my own stuff, but my daughter too. My daughter's 18 years old. She's gay, and, she's had a lot of issues, figuring out her sexuality, figuring out things with, her life. And she was suicidal at one point, and, and to see how far along she's come since she's been, real with herself. I'm like, being real is the most important thing ever.
Yes, that's so important. But, it's tough. Finding yourself as a young boy at 15, 16, same thing, and a girl too, and good thing you were in tune to it,
I was so in tune to it that last year after she came out, because she finally came out last year, that we all went for her 18th birthday and we got gay pride tattoos. So I walk around as a 39-year-old man with a gay pride tattoo on my arm.
Good for you. My daughter does that. I've been married to a woman before. I have 3 wonderful kids, and we're all very close, and that's his stepkids. And I am actually a grandfather, and we call him Grandpa because he don't want to tell his age. So
Really,
he's
Grandpa.
So we got the baby has a thing says 2 grandpas on great pride, and so I'm very blessed with my kids, with that. I'm lucky. I know stories of friends of mine who are in the Arabic community who couldn't even come out, God forbid. So you want to talk about depression, but anyhow.
I have Arabic ancestors, so that's why one of the things that when she came out, I was like, we're gonna support this proudly, because our ancestry, our genetics would have forbade this, and you'd be stoned in the middle of the street right now. So we're gonna wear our pride flags proudly. My best friend is pansexual, and I support her with everything that she is. I'm very, very in depth with the community, and I love the community, and I love being around it. I love being around that community more than I like being around my straight friends.
So most of our family too.
Yeah, our family too.
No, absolutely.
But
I'm totally with that, because as long as I've been working, because my clients and all the kids that I've been doing all their hairs, and I had like so many kids coming out to me first before their parents saying like, oh, what should I do? What should I say? What? And then the parents like come after like a month or two later, like, you knew before I did, didn't you? I'm like, no, why? Why would you say that? Oh no, it's fun. It's great. It's a great feeling. Like, it's great. I like counsel them like through the whole thing.
You're like a
It's great.
psychiatrist.
I'm a psychiatrist for them. So it's awesome. Because I've done their prom, their graduations, their baptisms, or whatever, and it makes me feel like so old when I think about it. But, but it's
Yeah. Well, I mean, you only started when you were 15, so you're my age. You're only 40, bro. Come on.
Exactly. Hello, thank you.
That's because you got the RuPaul light on.
Not in black don't crack.
But when it crack, it shatters. Let me tell you.
Oh my God. That's good. I like that. Black don't crack, but when it cracks, it shatters. I like that.
That's why I shoot people and like.
Yeah, I was thinking I'm going to tattoo that on myself.
So when I'm taking someone's picture, how does it look? I said, it's all about how does it work? It came out beautiful. I said, it's RuPaul lighting. RuPaul.
That and Adobe Lightroom.
That always helps too, with a little nip and tuck.
And yeah, that's what I use.
Do you remember who was Oprah's hairdresser? What was his name? You did Michael Jackson's. Do you remember his name? And he was telling me, we met him at an event. He was telling me a story of Michael Jackson. He'd have to have 100 lights on him, just like RuPaul. He's probably, to have every light where he stood, like 100 different lights at each part of his face. It was crazy because it's all about lighting, anyhow.
It is. I get a lot of flack from my lighting because it makes me look a little orange, and I don't have a lot of lighting on me, but I like the old timey cinematic 70s movie feel about my stuff, and that's what I was going for. And a lot of people are like, well, you could have much better professional lighting if you did this. I'm like, I don't want that. I kind of like the shadowy on the one side and the brightness on the other side, and making it look a little 70s retro. I like that. I mean, and you're right. It's all about the lighting, because I do photography as well, and I do a lot of video editing and video production and stuff like that. And it's very much about the lighting. And I've had some people, oh, there's not a lot. I want to shine. I want to look like a fucking angel with a halo behind me.
Well, I'm a master of green screen for a video. Lighting a green screen.
I got my green screen right over there.
I remember a film editor that says, and it's the first time I shot a music video, because I usually do still photography, when I did a video, and I did all green screen. That's your first. You shot better than professionals with the light. Green screen, you gotta have like a perfect thing on there. But and then set the settings for that kind of cinematography, the cinematic look, anyhow. So,
yeah, the cinematic look is easy to maintain, but some people just it's funny. I mean, I could talk about that all day long, but no one wants to hear a bunch of photography video talk.
Right.
We can talk technical.
Unless we're shooting porn.
To be honest with you, I think the other day I put in an application for an audition for porn, and I don't know if I did or not. I'm waiting to find out.
Oh my God!
Because I'm on backstage, and because I like doing other things like that, and one of the roles that I was looking through, I'm like, oh, this looks pretty cool. So it's a movie, socially distanced. Okay, cool. Let me read about the different parts. The main character said, must be, big burly dude, blah, 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 blah. And very, very well endowed, as it is very important to the story. I'm like, oh, okay, so can I be his best friend? And then I was like, okay, that's not part of it. But it said full nudity is required. And I'm like, I think this is a porno. Okay, whatever. I'll fucking apply. I'm like, babe, I think I applied for a porno. She goes, okay, just let me know.
You'll be surprised how many married guys do porn in both sides of porn.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But
we know a lot of porn stars, and they like, you know, their wives will say, "You're supposed to take your son to basketball today." I mean, I'm telling you, it's a wild thing.
But meanwhile, he has a butt plug. I know why I said that.
we have a house in Yonkers, right? And we were doing green screen in the living room, and one of the artists, we had a woman that's with that Russian model. She must be like 6'3", dressed in like fishnets and everything. So I'm laughing because my neighbor the next day, because she actually went out because she loved the backyard, because we have like a little pond and fountain. So she's out there. I'm forgetting what she's wearing. She has
lingerie on.
Lingerie on. So like the neighbors are going, like, well, what are you guys? You guys must have had fun yesterday. They must think it was porn because the lights are shining. I'm surprised it was taking porn. We were doing music videos. It was so fun.
And mind you, the precinct is right behind the house. That's our backyard.
Yeah, police precinct. Well, they were like, there were a bunch of kids over there. They were like it.
Yeah, I'm. Now that I've applied for that role, I'm a little scared that about the audition process. I swear to God, if I walk in and there's a dude sitting there on the couch, like, come on, sit next to me, I'm gonna be scared.
Guess what? Who's gonna be there at the audition table?
Right. There'll be a girl there. There'll be a girl there, and she should be saying next.
Yeah. I'll just walk in, say, all right, bye. Nice to see you.
Oh my God, I would die.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
But like you said, I mean, it just goes to show you the amount of craziness that is, in this world right now. I'm looking on backstage every day for different things and different roles and different things to do, just to keep active. And the things that I'm seeing just aren't normal, and it's weird.
It's true. Everything's so different.
Ugh. Everything's become my new normal.
It's funny. Like
I'm not gonna learn to adapt.
But I'm wearing a mask, and like I'm in a. Remember, I called someone on the phone to put my mask on in the house. That's how bad it is. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, this mask is like driving me freaking crazy. It's like,
yeah. But I wake up every day and I live my life and I do the things that I'm doing. It's like I'm living in a fucking sitcom.
Yeah.
I don't think, some of the greatest sitcom writers in the history of the world could have written a better sitcom than we're living in right now.
Right. True. So true.
It's a zombie movie.
When I started, I called it like a zombie movie because I'm like into like so many
Because
zombie
when they
movies.
give that vaccination, we're all going to turn into zombies. That was a movie, right?
Yes.
Okay. I hope I turn into a porn star. I need a nip and tuck.
Yeah, actually, the vaccination what made them the zombies.
I would love to walk out one day and see nothing but a zombie apocalypse.
Oh, hell no. I don't want to get eaten by a zombie.
I'm a big
No thrills attached.
See, as a former professional wrestler and a former mixed martial arts fighter, it's one of those things where it's like, it's like I'd do okay. I'd be like Negan up in this bitch with walking around with my leather jacket and my barbed wire wrapped baseball bat, whistling all the time. I'd be badass. I'd probably die, but I'd be badass in the process.
You should definitely be.
I'll be doing makeovers.
You could definitely act. Yeah. You could definitely be an actor.
That green is not working on you. You need some flesh tone.
We're big horror fanatics. I mean, we love horror. Like, I can't wait. Like, I'm telling my daughter, we're trying to get.
Yeah, like Halloween's like Christmas. Like this
It's
year,
our
like,
Christmas.
so depressed. I'm like, I have nothing to look forward to.
But it's like bloody.
Usually
guts.
by now, I'm like on Amazon, every Halloween store in the city, getting my costumes. Because usually I have like 3 parties or 4 parties.
And our house is like blood, guts, and everything.
I'm like, what am I doing this year?
We love Halloween. It's our favorite time of year.
I just bought a pair of wings and I'm like,
My wife is the same way. She loves Halloween. It's her favorite holiday.
I love it.
But this year is going to suck for Halloween. I mean, now granted, I mean, go all out with your decorations, make it as feel as haunting and, you know, spooky and Halloweeny as you possibly can.
But nothing's happening.
But I mean, the whole trick-or-treating thing, I mean, is going to be no. You know, my idea is everyone go out to a you know, like a store, a party store, and get an air cannon, you know, like a t-shirt gun, and just fill it up with candy and just start, you know, shooting it into the streets, and then have kids run out and grab the candy and go back home.
Actually,
Not bad idea.
Yeah, I'd be up in my window, you know, just kind of shooting down, maybe, you know.
Hopefully, won't hit any kids, but yeah, I like that.
I was telling my daughter we're trying to get into horror movie, and someone promised me we want to get like killed during the first 5 minutes. Me and my daughter want to get our heads cut off, blood and guts. So that's what. So like when I die, like. And you know, then she could look back and say, "Oh, it's me and my father. We did a movie together. We got killed in a horror movie."
Well, I mean, the crowd that you hang around with, the circles that the three of us run around in. I mean, that's the perfect, you know, the crowd to be a part of. I mean, with KO and then Angela and everybody else that run in those circles, might as well, right?
Might as well. I love horror. I love it. You know, I love it.
Yeah, it's an interesting genre. Yeah, I mean, I love it too. I'm more of a fantasy guy, but I love horror. I mean, there's nothing better than the old movies of the 70s and 80s that are horror. The horror they try to replicate that today, but it's just not as, you know, good. Some of them are great, some of them are just bad, but I still love horror.
We go to the Independent Horror Festival in New York City, which is not happening this year. It's usually even like in November, and it's like it's all independent movies, and we've met so many directors, Rob Zombie, Sherry Moon. We met so many people there, and it's a 3-day it was a 3-day independent film fest. You know, it's like really great. And this year they don't have it. We used to go to all three, and the shorts are some great movies. You know, and then what do we meet? We met Rob Zombie there. He got an award, and I got to shoot him. And who was the other director?
Sherry Moon. Wife.
Oh, the diva who only would talk to you.
She's fantastic. She's such a blonde. I love her. I love her. I mean, she acts like a touch of blonde.
Yeah, and you mentioned Rob Zombie. I think he is one of the most underrated horror directors out there right now. People shit on him a lot for his movies, but they're fucking phenomenal, in my opinion.
But he says he can't do them like he used to because he's got 8 or 9 producers paying him so much money to do it a certain way that he can't do it. Remember he was telling us that he can't do it like he used to do it because what's he gonna say no to all the money they're giving him? You know what I'm saying? He's got to get the money while it's hot. You know?
Yeah, I mean, for him to do a movie like House of a Thousand Corpses these days would be nearly impossible.
That's the point. That's exactly. He can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses are two of the most amazing horror flicks out there, but he could never do it again. Never, ever.
No, because he has 8, 9 producers now. It's not his only say. That's the problem, you know.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part about entertainment in general, not just, you know, movies, but, you know, music as well and everything else. You know, there's so many hands in the pot, and you know, everyone's sitting there trying to, you know, get their own, you know, voices heard. And well, I got more money now, so I'm gonna put more money in, and you got to listen to me. No, I got more money, you're gonna listen to me. And then it's all about, you know, it's all about the dollar, and it's not about what the people want anymore. It's just about what they think is gonna market the best.
True. It's all about the money.
It is, and it's sad. It's sad that it's come down to that. You know, it's all about the people, because I mean, the people are the ones that are going to buy it. The people are the ones that are going to rent it or go watch the show or buy a ticket. And if they're not happy, then what's the point of making it? But those execs are like, well, you know what? We're gonna get our monies back no matter what we do. We're gonna figure out a way to do it. We might reboot it 5 times, but damn it, we'll get our money back somehow.
Yeah. And some artists, kind of get lost in it. They become a one-hit wonder, and then it's not really what they are.
Mhm.
It's like look at David Cassidy, who played in the Partridge Family. He's actually a real good musician, but he was David Cassidy. He never got out of that. He never got out. He got so much depression, and he's got, he was suicidal. He was substance abuse. Couldn't break the David Cassidy Partridge Family, but the guy is a very good musician and writer. That no one got past that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's fun, and it's when you're doing it, and you're being real about it, it's all fun. But that's not what the corporate America wants. They want what they think is hot, and they'll market the crap out of what they think is hot, even though the fans are going, this sucks. But then next thing you know, it's like winning a Grammy or an Emmy or an Oscar, and like, how the hell did this win, an Oscar? I don't get it. This sucked.
Well, you know why they do. It's political. It's like people pay those movie companies millions of dollars. It's almost like it's a campaign.
Well, I mean, there's literally billboards for vote for so and so for the Oscar, vote for, I know who the voters are for this year, so I'm going to send them a swag bag. I'm going to go ahead and send them a personally signed DVD to make sure that they watch that movie and know exactly how good it is, and blah 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 blah. Like one of the biggest, and again, not taking away any credit to the man, because he did a great job with it, but like this past year, when Joaquin Phoenix won Best Male Actor, other than Heath Ledger, it was the only other comic book hero to, or comic book person to win an Oscar. But his performance, while great as it was, if you want to talk about comic book movies, Robert Downey Jr. in Endgame was way better. But Disney and Robert didn't want to pander. They were like, well, no, if they're going to give it to him, they're going to give it to him. But fucking AT&T, Time Warner said, oh, no, we're going to make sure Joaquin gets this. And they did. But, I mean...
Parties and everything they do, yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, now, again, Joaquin Phoenix did a great job. But if it was down to the actual art itself and who was better, Robert Downey Jr. would have gotten that 1,000 times, because I think it was a phenomenal performance that he put on last year. But that's just me. That's just me.
And they do that in the Grammys too. Even politics and everything. Grammy parties. They have parties and parties and parties. They know who the voters are. I even get emails. You're voting for me. I'm not even a Grammy voter, but they know that I know Grammy voters. Consider. But when you go to the A list, they're having $1 million parties. Sony Records or whatever company is having it, it's having that there, because they're the ones that the record companies make the money. We all know that, unless you're millions of dollars, not millions of CD, you ain't making no money.
Yeah, I mean, I said this before on the show. If you're an independent artist or even just a regular artist and you're on Spotify and Spotify only, it takes 1 million downloads to make $5,000, and only less than 3% of people make $1 million downloads consistently, to make that money. So I mean, it's hard. It is a tough business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know a few record label CEOs, and basically they make money because they have so many artists. They got thousands of artists, and that's what they get to download. They make the money, and then the artist gets a piece of the money, but very little, very little. But Adele, she put actually, I think Adele put actual CD out, to make money. You couldn't download it. I think her last album, I think she did that.
Yeah, her comeback album after she had the baby and after she retired. Yeah, she only put it out that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've known a couple of different artists that have done that, and a lot of artists. Who was it? Was it Kid Rock? for the longest time, wouldn't allow any of his stuff to be streamed at all. I think it was him, but I might be wrong on that. But, you know, a couple of the artists have been like that. But unfortunately, you know, you can't even go to Best Buy these days and buy a CD. You know, unless you're buying a hard copy off Amazon, you know, but then at the same time, it's like, oh, well, if you're going to buy, you know, spend $15 or $20 on a CD, and then Amazon hits you with, oh, well, you know, Amazon Unlimited is $14.99 a month. You can watch and listen to as much music as you want to. So do you really spend $14.99 a month? You can get this album and millions more. So then it's like, what's the smart choice in that?
Yeah, that's true. It's true. And people just can pull videos off the internet and put it on their iPods. It's just like, there's really you got to be on tour and merchandise. That's the whole thing.
Yep, and you can't tour right now, unfortunately.
No. That's why the people are going to be struggling, you know.
Yeah, that is, you know, that's why I'm hoping, you know, next year there's at least some tours, because that's the only way some of these people can make money. I mean, now granted, you know, some of them are trying streaming. You know, we'll rent out, you know, a concert hall or a sound stage, something like that. You know, it works. I mean, one of the biggest musicians alive today, in the lead singer of Slipknot, Corey Taylor, just came out with his first solo album, and he actually rented out the Forum, and is putting on a huge, you know, virtual show at the Forum of all places. It's like, you could have done this at a soundstage, but no, he wanted a big arena feel, and he's gonna make it feel like a big arena feel for that concert, and that's pretty cool. But I mean, it's like, you know, not everyone's doing that. They're like, oh, if I can't play in front of a crowd, I'm not playing at all. But it's like, you're gonna get forgotten.
Yeah, like, I can see them doing that, putting concerts out and then doing pay-per-views, you know, like the old days. You know, pay-per-view concerts. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
if it goes any further, they're gonna have to do something like that.
yeah, it's gonna get to that point, especially if it, you know, you can't go out and tour again until 2022. You can't go 2 years without touring. You know, you can't go I mean, I don't care how many singles you put out, how many albums you put out. If you're not in front of the crowd playing your music, regardless of whether it's virtual or not, or if it's in person or not, if you're not doing that and you're not catering to your audience, you're going to be forgotten about.
Yeah, it's very true.
So, do you guys have anything planned for the rest of the year, or are you just guys just playing it by ear?
Playing it by ear. Right now we are just playing it by ear, because it changes. You know, we have some things in the hopper, but it can change tomorrow. You know, we're supposed to go to Canada. I wanted to go to the NAMM convention, but I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what's happening. We don't know.
Yeah, I think NAMM got canceled this year.
Yeah, so that's over. So I was really looking forward to that. You know, and so there's really not much left. You know, and we just have to wait. You know, once maybe they'll open some arenas with social distancing, like they're doing the stadiums. Like in the World Series, they're doing like 5,000 people going to be there instead of 50. You know?
Yeah, last night, or should we? Well, wait a minute. What day? We're talking about Friday, but it's really Thursday. And on Thursday, before I came onto the show, and was talking to Twism, me and my wife and my daughter were watching the season premiere from Wednesday night of Masked Singer, and they had a full audience, and we were like, "How the hell are they doing that?" And I was reading an article before they came on, and they actually put a digital audience in the crowd, and made it look like there was an actual audience, but it was actually bits and pieces of audience members from previous seasons, and they just kind of, you know, filtered in the boos and the cheers and
Right.
yeah. So, but you're watching it and you don't even notice that they did it like that. So the people at Fox, my hat's off to them, but it made it feel like there was a crowd there, but there really wasn't.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Pumping the people. That's pretty good.
Yeah, you was up with like tennis and everything. The players were saying it's great. I mean, they're playing whatever, but it's not the same without having all the cheers and all their fans. Everybody like all over the place. It's like so weird for everybody.
Yeah. I'm not a big baseball guy, but one of the funniest things I've ever seen was a couple weeks back. I was flipping through the channels, and I think it was an Atlanta Braves game. I could be wrong, but with the
cutouts.
Yeah, they have all the cardboard cutouts, but the mascot was up on top of the dugout, dancing to the crowd, the cutout crowd, and actually doing the worm and stuff like that, but facing the cardboard crowd. It's like that you've hit, It's like, okay, could you at least dance to the camera? I would have get that, but you're facing the cardboard cutouts, bud. That's not right.
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
Oh my god. No, I can't believe it. You can't make
this.
Well,
it's a whole world gone cuckoo.
It is. But I got to give credit to some of these people. I mean, they're trying. The MLB, the cardboard cutout thing was, gives some resemblance of a crowd. And I think if I'm not mistaken, like I said, I'm not a baseball guy, but I think those was some type of charity. Everyone got to purchase a cardboard cutout for some type of charity. The way the NBA's doing it inside of, Disney's Wide World of Sports, and that's kind of cool how they're doing it. I mean, even, the WWE, rented out the Amway Center in Orlando and has a bunch of digital screens to make it feel like, people are at home on Zoom, and they're all, you can see, like, it looks like a crowd. So, I mean, all these sporting, and entertainment, people are trying to do stuff. It's just not the same.
No. I mean, hats off to the people who are, like, trying. It's, like, great. Like, we got to adapt. We got to do whatever we got to do. But, it's great. It's not the same, but hats off. Good for you guys. Fine.
Yeah, I mean, even like New York this year is losing out big money this time of year with Fashion Week not being around.
Oh, my God. Yes.
And I'm sure it's hurting your pocket right now, Mark, because I know you're a part of that too. So, I mean, it's...
Yeah, it really is. It really sucks.
It's
each and every way.
New York is like Escape from New York.
Hotels, restaurants,
it's like the movie Escape.
Everything.
It reminds me of Asbury Park before they fixed it up. It's like
it's
Zombieland. It's really Zombieland.
It's actually a Zombieland, like after a nuclear bomb or something like that. It's weird.
It's dead.
You walk around Fifth Avenue and like nobody's there.
And it's dangerous too. New York City, very dangerous.
Yeah, I can see that. However, if we're going to compare the world to Zombieland, is everyone out looking for Twinkies?
Thank God I'm a Twinkie fan.
I'm not even going to touch that.
Because if it turned out to be Zombieland or versus Walking Dead, I would rather be Zombieland because that was at least funny. I would be seeking out Woody Harrelson and we would go find the biggest truck that we could possibly find to go look for some Twinkies because that would be epic.
That I would do. Zombieland. It's a little too deep for me. I love it, but it's still deep.
Yeah. Yeah, because those were the crazy. Oh, no, I wouldn't say those were the craziest zombies. World War Z had the craziest zombies. But
oh, my God, yes.
I mean, that movie was not that great, but the zombies themselves were some insane-ass zombies.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
I think I take the world of hilarity of Zombieland and the actual zombies themselves of like Walking Dead, because those are at least slow.
Oh, yeah.
Put those two worlds together. I think that would be the ultimate zombie apocalypse.
Resident Evil. Oh,
see the
glamorized the zombies.
See,
zombie fighters.
If it was Resident Evil. I think I would have too much of a problem trying, getting rejected and trying to bang Mila Jovovich. I don't know.
I'm like, I think I like Resident Evil. She got to wear the cool boots, the whole outfit.
You wanted to wear hair and makeup.
The hair, she always have a hairdo, like every season, whatever episode they had.
Yeah, but again, I'd probably die because I've spent too much time hitting on her.
Probably one of the first to die.
Probably. Every man in America or every straight man in America would be like, they've died because like it's her. I mean, it's
Yeah, she was amazing in it. And Underworld, what's her name? I forget.
yeah. What is her name from Underworld? Oh my God, that's now you're gonna make me look that up. What is her name?
Oh my God.
That's the one downside about not being live. I don't have an audience to tell me.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna put cutouts in the messengers. Cutout face.
Oh, that one was amazing.
Kate Beckinsale.
Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah.
Yes. Good. Yes.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd rather be an Underworld. Either vampire or werewolf, whatever.
I love vampire movie.
Yeah. However, Blade would be a great vampire life to live in, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, Blade was good.
Mm-hmm.
That was back when Wesley Snipes was actually badass.
The first one was really good. Yeah.
The second one wasn't bad. The third one was bad. The second one wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, it was bearable. But third one, yeah.
At least the third one had, you know, Ryan Reynolds in it to where he can make some jokes.
He was funny. I like him. I like his like full personality thing that goes on.
Yeah, I mean, if you think back to it, that was like the first time you ever saw a version of Deadpool on screen. Was that, you know, I mean, it wasn't Deadpool in any which way, shape, or form, but you could kind of see the beginnings of it if you go back and watch that now. It's like, oh, okay, I kind of see where that's coming from.
Right. So it is. It's cool. Oh, he's cool. I like him.
Yeah, I love Ryan Reynolds. That is my gay crush.
Oh, he's cool.
Yeah, I won't lie about that one. That's mine. I love that guy.
You don't know that until you audition for your part.
That's true. That's true. My whole life could change.
Exactly.
It could be Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, in a tutu.
In a tutu.
Ronald,
It just killed the fantasy.
Ronald, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
I'm not sure if you killed the fantasy or you made it more enhancing.
Oh my god, my god. My stitches are gonna pop on my teeth. Oh, that's funny.
See, these are the types of conversations I love to have, where we don't really have much to promote because there's nothing really going on. It's just us shooting the shit, having fun, you know, making jokes, making small talk. That's the type of stuff I love, man. And you guys are hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. I'm so glad we got hooked up, and this was a fun fucking time.
It is.
Yeah, we ran out of Jack and Coke, so
Yeah. I'm glad I ran out of my birthday.
and you know I'm jolting for a cigarette.
Yeah, and Mark's sitting there next to you the entire time, just lighting up.
I want to kill him.
My staff took me out for my birthday, so I'm a little.
I can sniff a Sharpie.
And that works too, right?
Oh my god.
I love the smell of Sharpies.
Ugh, they don't smell like they used to be.
They made it mild. It's friendly.
Oh my, I can't believe that. When I leave, people say, "What the hell are you talking about?" Everything. Come on.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. You guys are awesome and hilarious. I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation.
Yeah, we did too. So much fun.
Yeah, I would love to do it again with you guys sometime. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, let's definitely do it.
Oh, and Mark, if I do get the part in the porno, will you do my hair?
Absolutely. And the beard too.
Yeah, I need a good trim.
Absolutely.
And what about it? Should I get the wide angle lens or should I?
Yeah, bring the wide angle lens.
I'll ask your wife about that.
Yeah, she's gonna tell you to bring the close-up shot.
I got a zoom. Don't worry.
Yeah, bring the zoom lens. Yeah, that's what she's gonna tell you.
Oh yeah.
The closer, the better.
We fix.
Yeah, you might. She'll like you might need to. She'll tell you to Photoshop that a little bit, make it a little bit better for everybody to visually pleasing.
Don't worry, camera at 10 pounds.
Oh my God!
$5. We fix.
I pay for Photoshop. I'll fix it for free.
I got the app.
Oh my God.
I spend my $20 a month for Adobe Premiere, or Adobe Cloud. Damn it! I'll fix it myself.
Fix yourself, huh?
That's right. I'll fix it so well they'll put me in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Then we'll promote you. Thank God you're taking a day off tomorrow. You need a day off.
Woo! I do.
Taking a day off tomorrow.
Oh my God, yes.
Working? I got my jaw still hurts. All right.
But you guys, again, have a wonderful rest of your night. Enjoy your weekend. And we will definitely talk again soon. Y'all are so much fun.
Thanks,
Thank you. You too.
Thanks, guys. Love you guys.
Pleasure meeting you.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. So that is Friday. I hope you guys had a great fucking night. I hope you had a great fucking week. Please come back Monday. Noon East, 9 West. We got the Mental Health Hour with Kat. Live on YouTube and Twitch. And then 8 o'clock Monday night starts a whole new week of Suck It. Monday I have on a lifestyle guru. She's a yoga instructor, Pilates instructor. It's going to be very, very, mental health oriented, a little bit more on the fun side, a little bit of, motivational type stuff. A little bit different than we normally do on Suck It, but you know what? It's all about telling stories and me being a megaphone for people to tell their stories. So, that's what it's all about here. Yeah, we're still going to crack some jokes. Yeah, we're going to still have some fun, but we're going to be a little bit motivational. And next week is going to be fun as fuck. And in 3 weeks from yesterday, the 100th episode of Suck It Podcast is coming. It's going to be a celebration of awesomeness beyond anything we've ever done on the show. I have so many cool things planned. There's going to be a lot of cool guests. It's just going to be fun as fuck. There's going to be some giveaways. So, lots and lots of time. I'm going to talk about this every day. I'm going to build and build and build. October 15th, episode 100, Suck It Podcast. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be epic. Don't miss it. But until Monday, stay happy, stay healthy, and as always, stay fucking heavy. Peace. Enjoy your weekend.